here. Thanks for stopping by. I'm on my way to Santa Fe to catch some snow play by myself with my snowboard in my limpy car. And it's got me thinking about overcoming fear and how easy it is to give in to our anxieties and fears and not fully live the life we want to live. And I think there's shades and degrees of that, and we all get to navigate that for ourselves. For me, in my life, I have found that on a regular basis, there'll be something I want to do, a spark that I'll get, something I want to start, something I want to try, something I want to do again. And my brain will right away come up with some anxiety, some fears, some reasons why, some things that could go wrong. And I think a lot of us stop right there when we think of the things that could go wrong and use those little thoughts, fleeting thoughts, as reasons not to go forward with all the great ideas we have. And the thing is, sure, some of the ideas aren't great. But the more you explore them, overcoming that fear, and just go ahead and set that fear aside and really look a little deeper, the more you often find that those fears are not very not as founded as you think, or not as likely as you think, or Tim Ferriss has a neat process that he talks about pretty often, which is he calls FearSetting, which is thinking about what's the worst case scenario that could happen when you're thinking about doing something, and then and just really exploring that. What is the very worst thing that could happen, and then making another list of what you could do to mitigate that risk, basically, precautions and things you could do, precautions you could take, things you could do to lessen the chances of those things happening, and then another list of things you could do if those worst case scenarios did happen, things you could do to solve that issue. If, say, in this instance, my car is limping along, so one of the things that could happen is I could break down, and that was a fear that kept me from immediately thinking, yes, I'm going to go snowboarding. And then it was easy to talk myself through, what are the odds of that are less than for sure, and also if that does happen, I know ways that I could take care of it, like calling for help, like maybe fixing it myself, hiring somebody to drive me home if really need be, get some AAA and getting my car home eventually. So it's very unlikely to kill me, and I'm gonna die someday anyway. And when I look at the risk, and I think a lot of times our risks are about that serious, not that serious really. There's much. Now I'm going snowboarding, and you could look at that, and especially if you don't have a lot of snowboarding skill, that might be a lot more risky than driving. And even that, though, there's ways to mitigate that, like getting better, staying within your skill zone, going with a friend, which I'm not doing today, but and then there's ways to handle it if you do get hurt. Like, there's a lot of people there whose job it is to help you if you get hurt. I've been hurt a lot and healed up so far, so I'm not so scared of it, because I know odds are good that I'll be all right. I'll heal up if I do get hurt, and most of the time I don't get hurt, so I'm not too scared of that. It's anyway, the point being, I think it's easy to avoid doing the things we say we want to do because we talk ourselves out of it with some fear. I want to show you this tree. It's one of my favorite trees over there. I don't know if I did a good job of showing you, because you can actually see what I showed you. Anyway, it's pretty dry out here, and that was the other part. So even if the day isn't ideal, which I think it will be, but even if it wasn't, I have been practicing and keep practicing how to enjoy my day wherever I am, whatever I'm doing. And so this is an opportunity to do that. I could be bummed that I don't have a friend going with me, but I'm totally not, because I know how to enjoy time by myself, and I appreciate those times when I have friends with me, or a friend with me, and those times when I can just be on my own, reflect, maybe talk to you on some video, and enjoy the scenery. So I enjoy it all. I hope you're learning to enjoy it all, and I hope you are finding ways to overcome your fear. And in fact, as I mentioned, you could even use those little sparks of fear as tools to help motivate you, push you, propagate your adventurous future. That's my 2 cents for right now. I'm about to drive up Lava Hada Hill, so I'm going to give it my attention to next time. Peace, prosperity, positivity, and progress.